Did you know that some countries are no-go zones for American citizens? Despite the influence and generosity of the US, there are nations across the world where Americans are not welcome. In today's video, we will uncover the reasons behind this and reveal the 10 countries that dislike American travelers in 2024. Welcome to our channel, where we explore different places around the world. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Stick around till the end to get the full scoop on these countries and why they've become hostile towards American visitors. Without further delay, let's dive into the list. Number 10. Cuba. Travel restrictions to Cuba for American travelers remain stringent due to the long-standing U.S. embargo. Although diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Cuba have somewhat improved in recent years, the embargo continues to enforce significant limitations on travel. As a result, Americans cannot visit Cuba for casual tourism and must adhere to one of 12 specific authorized travel categories, including family visits, journalistic activities, educational purposes, and support for the Cuban people. The bureaucratic process involved in securing a visa to Cuba further complicates travel plans. Americans must obtain a Cuban tourist card or visa, navigating a cumbersome application process since there is no Cuban embassy or consulate in the United States. Applicants must go through Cuban embassies in third countries, adding extra complexity and expense. Moreover, the rules and regulations surrounding travel to Cuba are frequently subject to change, creating confusion and uncertainty for travelers who must stay updated with the latest requirements to ensure compliance. Number 9. Saudi Arabia. Since 2019, Saudi Arabia has opened its doors wider to international tourists with the introduction of a new tourist visa, marking a bold shift in the kingdom's approach to global tourism. This development offers American travelers the opportunity to explore Saudi Arabia's historic treasures and breathtaking natural wonders, including UNESCO World Heritage Sites and majestic desert landscapes. However, despite this newfound accessibility, the journey is not without its challenges, especially for women travelers. Women under the age of 25 are required to be accompanied by a male family member, adding complexity to travel plans, particularly for those embarking on solo adventures or trips with friends. Even with recent relaxations, the dress code remains stringent, expecting women to dress modestly by covering their shoulders and knees in public. This cultural adaptation can be both fascinating and daunting, requiring a respectful approach to local customs. Number 8. Iran. Iran, a land of ancient civilizations and stunning landscapes, remains a challenging destination for American travelers due to strained diplomatic relations and stringent travel restrictions. Since the 1979 Iranian Revolution, the relationship between the United States and Iran has been fraught with tension, leading to heavy sanctions and complex travel requirements for U.S. citizens. One significant hurdle is the mandate that all visits must be part of an organized tour with a government-approved guide. This requirement ensures that travelers have limited freedom to explore independently, as they must follow a pre-arranged itinerary and be accompanied by their guide at all times. The visa application process for Iran is notoriously complicated, requiring prospective visitors to obtain a visa authorization code through an Iranian travel agency before applying for the visa itself. This extensive process can be time-consuming and uncertain. Number 7. Bhutan. Bhutan, the serene Himalayan kingdom known for its breathtaking landscapes and rich cultural heritage, practices a unique approach to tourism that limits the number of visitors while ensuring a high-quality experience. For American travelers, Bhutan presents an exclusive and structured adventure, albeit with notable challenges and costs. A key aspect of Bhutan's tourism policy is the high daily fee imposed on visitors, which can reach up to $250 per day for Americans. While this fee might seem steep, it covers a wide range of services, including accommodations, meals, transportation, and a sustainable tourism royalty that contributes to the country's development and preservation efforts. Obtaining a visa to Bhutan is another distinct feature of its tourism model, as visas are only available through licensed Bhutanese tour operators or their international partners. This requirement ensures that all visitors are part of organized tours that adhere to the country's guidelines. Number 6. Russia. Russia, a country of vast landscapes and rich cultural heritage, has become a complex and challenging destination for American travelers. The relationship between the United States and Russia has been marked by political tensions, making travel to this vast nation fraught with difficulties and risks. One primary challenge for American tourists is obtaining a visa, a process that is notoriously arduous, requiring detailed applications and comprehensive personal information. Even after navigating this bureaucratic maze, there is no guarantee of receiving a visa. Additionally, the U.S. Department of State has issued a high-level travel advisory for Russia, warning against travel due to potential harassment by government officials, arbitrary law enforcement, and the threat of terrorism. Political tensions, exacerbated by ongoing conflicts like the situation in Ukraine, further strain U.S.-Russia relations, making the prospect of visiting Russia even more daunting. Number 5. Syria. Syria, once a land of ancient civilizations and historical treasures, has become one of the most perilous destinations for American travelers due to the ongoing civil war and extreme security risks. The country, embroiled in conflict since 2011, presents significant dangers, including high risks of terrorism, kidnapping, and armed conflict. The U.S. Department of State has issued a strong advisory against all travel to Syria, citing the volatile security situation. Obtaining a visa to Syria is a complex process, further complicated by the lack of a Syrian embassy in the United States. American travelers must apply for a visa through a third country, adding difficulty and uncertainty. Even if one manages to secure a visa, the logistical challenges and safety concerns remain formidable, making Syria a daunting destination for American tourists. Number 4. North Korea. North Korea, a country shrouded in secrecy and marked by its authoritarian regime, remains one of the most inaccessible destinations for American travelers. The United States has imposed a strict travel ban on its citizens, prohibiting visits to North Korea except under very specific and limited circumstances. This ban underscores the profound tensions and mutual distrust between the two nations. For most Americans, North Korea is off-limits, with exceptions for those engaged in journalism, humanitarian work, or other special circumstances requiring explicit approval from the U.S. Department of State. Even in these cases, travelers must obtain a special validation passport, which is rarely granted and involves a rigorous application process. The risks associated with travel to North Korea are significant, with the regime's unpredictable nature and history of detaining foreign nationals posing severe threats to travelers. Number 3. Venezuela. Venezuela, once a vibrant travel destination known for its stunning landscapes and cultural richness, has become a highly risky and challenging place for American tourists. The country has been grappling with a severe political and economic crisis, making it one of the most precarious destinations for U.S. citizens. The U.S. Department of State has issued a strong advisory against all travel to Venezuela, warning of numerous dangers that travelers may face. One significant risk for American travelers in Venezuela is the high incidence of crime, including armed robbery, kidnapping, and homicide. The deteriorating economic conditions have exacerbated these issues, making many areas increasingly dangerous. Another major concern is the potential for arbitrary detention, with strained U.S.-Venezuelan relations leading to incidents where American citizens have been detained without clear reasons. The visa process for Venezuela adds another layer of complexity, as American travelers must apply for visas through Venezuelan embassies in third countries. Number 2. Libya. Libya, a country with a rich history and once thriving tourism industry, has become one of the most dangerous destinations for American travelers due to its ongoing civil war. The violent and unstable situation has turned Libya into a hazardous environment, marked by high risks of crime, terrorism, and armed conflict. The civil war in Libya has created a chaotic landscape where different factions vie for control, resulting in widespread violence and instability. For American travelers, this means an exceptionally high risk of encountering dangerous situations. Obtaining a visa to Libya is a complicated process, and currently, only business visas are obtainable for American citizens. The U.S. Department of State has issued a strong travel advisory against all travel to Libya, reflecting the severity of the security situation. Number 1. Yemen. Yemen, once known for its ancient architecture and rich cultural heritage, is now one of the most perilous places in the world due to ongoing conflict. The country's civil war, which has raged since 2014, has created a deeply unstable environment, making it extremely dangerous for American travelers. The persistent violence, coupled with high risks of terrorism, kidnapping, and armed conflict, has led the U.S. Department of State to issue a strong travel advisory against all travel to Yemen. The conflict in Yemen involves multiple factions, creating a chaotic and unpredictable security situation. The ongoing war has devastated the country, leaving infrastructure in ruins and millions of people in need of humanitarian aid. Terrorism poses another significant threat, with various terrorist organizations exploiting the chaos to conduct attacks. Kidnapping is also prevalent, with both terrorist groups and criminal gangs targeting foreigners.